Hello, my name is Richard Sudek, and I'm the Chief Innovation Officer at UC Irvine. STEM technologies are changing the life sciences, and life sciences is changing the world. In the past, we thought of miracle drugs or treatments as life sciences. When we thought of going into life sciences, we thought of medical doctors or researchers working in labs on drugs and devices. However, for the students here today, you should think about life sciences and how healthcare is changing. The future of healthcare is changing to a distributed, more consumer model focused on wellness rather than just treatment. In the past, you would go to a hospital for excellent care to treat a disease. Excellent care is moving to a more distributed model. More healthcare will be connected to your home and to you personally. STEM, beyond medicine, is changing healthcare and life sciences. Things like big data, analytics, IoT, coding, sensors are forcing healthcare into a multidisciplinary field more than ever. As I mentioned in the past, you would, if you were to go into healthcare, again, researcher or doctor. But that's changing. Now you might be a coder at Apple, you might be a coder at Google, and there's no really turning back from this trend. Math, engineering, physics, chemistry, computer science are now intertwined into healthcare. Products targeted at the consumer or patient is where there are billions of dollars being invested every year. This means that products that collect data, monitor your heart, monitor your blood pressure, exercise, breathing, etc., will create breakthroughs to identify trends that will predict diseases and healthcare problems before they become serious enough to go to the hospital. This will change our lives, as you will be able to treat diseases earlier, cheaper, and more effectively, since we're able to catch things earlier in an earlier state that allows people to heal quicker and in some cases cure easier and quicker. So today I'm honored to introduce a shining example of an uber successful entrepreneur who is changing the world. Dr. Kawas is the second youngest woman to successfully launch an IPO, or initial public offering. She's an immigrant, a STEM scientist, as I said, an uber successful entrepreneur and CEO of Athira Pharma. Dr. Kawas earned a PhD in molecular pharmacology from Washington State University in 2011 and a doctorate in pharmacy from the University of Jordan in 2008. She has won many awards and been recognized in a number of ways, but a few of those are Geek Wire Startup CEO of the Year last year in 2019, 40 Under 40 for Life Science Leaders, selected as one of the Ernst & Young's winning women entrepreneurs, and also an Entrepreneur of the Year finalist, the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year. She also serves on multiple boards, such as the Washington State Governor's Life Science Advisory Board. She also co-chairs the International Alzheimer's Association Business Consortium. I met Leen in 2013 when she was at the very early stages of Athira Pharma. It is important to understand that billions of dollars have been spent in Alzheimer's research with really very little success. However, she's changing that. Dr. Kawas is a STEM rockstar entrepreneur. So welcome, Dr. Kawas, CEO of Athira Pharma. So I'd like to start with you telling us a little bit about your journey, how you came to the US, your academic experience, and then how really you started Athira.
Yeah, thank you, Richard, for the generous introduction, and really excited to be speaking to the audience today, including the students, and as they start their journey. Basically, I came to the US to work as a pharmacist, which I quickly realized that it wasn't the path that I wanted to pursue as, my career. I spent 3 months as a pharmacist and then thought that academia is the solution for my, eagerness to learn and explore new things. But really what was my passion is entrepreneurship, because it's a path that you continuously learn and explore new things.
Great, great. So in a previous conversation, you mentioned that really the US is the best place to start a company or to be an entrepreneur. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so when I first came to the US, I had a plan for my life. I'm gonna do this for a certain number of years. I'm gonna have a child. I'm gonna get, like, I had my Excel sheet and plan for my life. But then when I moved to the US and got exposed to entrepreneurship, the true definition of entrepreneur and entrepreneurship, because it's something that you learn as a word, but really the true spirit and the right environment for someone to be successfully or successful in this career path is very unique to the US. Of course, globally, this is a concept that is being adopted, and a lot of countries are realizing this is one of the core reasons why the US is great. And majority of the innovation, especially the medical innovation, is coming from the US because of this unique culture. And for me, it's a special sauce for the US. And I really, like, for students who really want to know what they ultimately want to do, especially at a very young age, try and explore this path, because it will expose you to a lot of areas that could help you make a decision around ultimately what you want to do in life.
So if there's this one thing you could tell students to remember from today or from you, what would that be?
You know, it's okay that you don't fully know where you're going to end up, because I changed my career multiple times. I started with, investing in becoming a pharmacist. 3 months later, I decided I want to become an academician, which I quickly realized as well that it wasn't the career path for me. And ended up as an entrepreneur and a CEO, and a CEO in an industry sector where you don't have a lot of diversity or women. So I want to tell people, endorse your who you are, and also endorse the path that will ultimately lead you to what you're passionate about and where you want to end up doing.
That's a great message. Thank you very much, Dr. Kawas. So just to wrap this up, I wanted you to see an example of a young immigrant woman who's changing the world through STEM. And although the US has many things that we need to work on and improve, we're still the best place to start a company. And so my message to you to close is, don't focus on why you cannot, but focus how you can. What is your next step? You don't need to know all of your steps at this point. You just need to know that STEM is your best next step. That from there, you have many, many options to change the world. Thank you.